and welcome to WYTV7 Christian Broadcasters Network. I'm your host, Lynn Demmons, and this is Financial Confidence. We thank you so much for tuning in for this episode where we're helping you to make your money, keep your money, and grow your money so you can do what you're called to do. That's to build generational wealth and leave an inheritance for your children's children. We're excited about our show today. We have the career coach online to talk with us. But before we get to her, we want to remind you of the guiding principle for our show, which is Matthew 6:33. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Also, guys, we implore that you pray over your finances so you can do what you're called to do and be a good steward of those financial resources. So if you will, commit the simple prayer to memory, bow with us for one moment. Lord, thank you for the things of this world. Thank you for what matters most to us. That's our lives, our families. Help us to be responsible stewards of your financial resources. And let us trust your holy word, the eternal glory, thy son Jesus. In his name we pray. Thank you. Amen.
Amen.
So guys, I definitely want to invite to the broadcast today, Miss Kirsten Carter. Kirsten, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am well. I truly appreciate you for taking time out to join us here for the broadcast and to share information with our listening audience. As you know, guys, we're providing practical information to you that is biblically based to help you maneuver in your finances. But before we get started, Kirsten, we want to ask you a little personal question, if you don't mind.
Sure, I don't mind.
How did you relate to money when you were a kid or in the earlier years?
Oh, man, it was a kind of a lot going on when I was a kid. I come from parents who were divorced, but once things got a little more stable, my father, he actually had a pretty good job. And so did my stepmom. I lived with them for most of my life. And so dad and stepmom had a good job. However, they were kind of frugal with their money. So they taught, the principles of saving, not spending your money willy-nilly. And one of the main things that my dad taught me as a young girl, teenager, was if you can't pay cash, you cannot afford it. And that has always stuck. That's always stuck with me. Have I always gone by that? No, but that definitely stuck with me. So I guess living a life below your means has always kind of resonated with me as a young girl, just seeing how my family, spent their money. Even if they had enough money to do other stuff, buy newer cars, all of that, they did not do that. We had raggedy cars and all the 9 yards, so yeah.
Oh, well, though, daddy knows best, right?
Yes.
Daddy knows best.
Yeah.
Some very important, sounds like some very important skill sets that he's transferred or that he's provided for you in being able to do that, even though we may not always follow it to the T.
Nah, I haven't always. I've gotten better now, though. I'm good now that I feel like, okay, I've learned at this point in my life. So
right. And maybe Daddy didn't know about retail therapy back then.
Right, exactly.
That's a real thing.
That's a real thing. It is, I'm telling you.
So thinking about that, even in your childhood, when you first started working, your first job, think back to that. What was your first job, and can you remember what you did with your first paycheck?
So my first job technically was working with my aunt. They have a mental health group home type of deal. And so over the summer, I was 15, and I stayed with them and just helped not stay with them, but I came over to the house and would clean up and do whatever they needed, do whatever the patients or their clients needed me to do in that regard. As far as my first check, I'm sure I spent it on some clothes, food, candy, or something like that. I know I didn't spend it wisely. I'm pretty sure of it.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, what
Yeah.
an awesome experience that must have given you to be able to work in that capacity.
Yeah.
Most of us, when we say, what was your first job? The number one thing I've heard has been McDonald's.
McDonald's,
Right?
right.
Right. You remember the McDonald's commercial. What was the little guy's name? He's got a job. He's not
Right.
all happy about his McDonald's career. you know?
Exactly. Right. Right.
But let's get down to business. I really wanted to ask you too about how did you get started in this as a career coach, right?
Right.
What brought you to this point?
Well, for most of my career, I worked in insurance, property and casualty insurance, and in claims specifically. And probably in about 2012, I wanted something different. And I thought of going back to school for counseling because all of my life, everyone has been saying, oh, you're a great listener. You give good advice, all of that. And so I was like, you know what, let me turn that into an actual career, something that I feel that I'm good at, something that I feel is a passion of mine. And so I looked up a college locally in North Carolina, and they were offering a counseling program. And specifically, I came across a career counseling program. So I was like, oh, this looks familiar. Like, I think this is something that I would like to do, because even before that, as far as it pertains to careers, that has always interested me and say, you know what, there is something that I want to do, and I don't know how to do it or how to get there. And I would always take it upon myself to go back home, do the research for them, and just say, you know what, this is what we can do. Let's go. I've worked it out for you. Like, you know, let's do it. Like, I've made phone calls on people's behalf for, you know, whatever venture that they were trying to do. Why did I do that? I don't know, but it's just always been, I don't know, just a passion in me to see other people succeed and do whatever it is that they always wanted to do. And I guess because I'd always wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I didn't take that course, that direction right away, or I wasn't able to. And so if someone ever came to me and was like, oh, this is what I want to do, because I knew that there was something inside of me that I really wanted to do as well. I want to see everyone do whatever it is that they like to do or would love to do one day. And then, so going back to the career counseling, I decided that I did not want to do that. I didn't want to go back to school. I didn't want to go get my master's. And so I did some research. So how can I do something like this that doesn't require a license? And I found career coaching. So fast forward to 2015, I was really at a place where I was like, I'm over this. And so I remember talking with my stepmom, and she was like, I want you to really, you say you're unhappy and all of this. I want you to take some time, take some quiet time, write in your journal, just write and write. Don't, think about it, write out what you really want out of life, out of a career, out of a job. And at this time, someone had come to me about, some form of career coaching or motivation type thing. And from that and through prayer, it just came back to me about doing career coaching. And then as far as motivational speaking, I've always enjoyed public speaking. And I've done some speaking with church and other organizations, mentoring and all of that. So it just kind of just came together for me. And it's just like I realized what I was passionate about and what my purpose was in life. And I incorporated the business in 2016.
Wow. Isn't that amazing when your skill set aligns with your purpose?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
When God sets it up. Well, I love what you said. You weren't ready to go back to school. I guess you said no more student loans for me, huh?
Right.
Exactly. I can appreciate that.
Good.
Right. No more student loans for me.
No
So getting into the career counseling and thinking about those people who are potential clients, what types of questions should they ask in regards to a career coach?
Yeah. So I always say, and there's some questions I want you to ask yourself first before you even contact me. What is it that you really want? What are you looking at? Being honest with yourself, making sure that you are very serious about what it is you're saying you want out of your life as it pertains to career and business. Who is this going to affect, but are you really ready? And then the questions that you can ask me is, how can I help you? After you have figured out what it is, whatever it is you need me for, but how can I help you? What can I do to assist you in whatever way? And of course, I'll explain, what I do, what the mission and purpose is of my particular business and my career coaching business. But just before you even come to me or any career coach, what do you really want? What are you looking for? And make sure you're being honest with yourself.
That's very profound, and I appreciate you for sharing it in the way that you did.
Sure.
Asking them, what do you want? Because
right.
It's very important when you
right.
into any situation, whether it's with a career coach or financial coach or
right.
even a relationship or with your health and fitness. I mean, it goes
exactly
across several different areas of our lives. So
right.
that's very profound. What do you really want? Right?
Exactly.
What do you want to achieve out of this? Because ultimately it starts with discipline. Right?
Yes, it does.
Discipline, they're not going to be able to achieve what you've set forth in
right.
front of them anyway.
Exactly.
So in looking at that, what is it that makes people leery of career coaches? Because oftentimes people will say, nah, you know what, that's just not for me.
Right.
What have you found to be the case in that regard?
I just think people don't really know or understand what a career coach really does, or, what their purpose is. I feel like people understand maybe what a business consultant does, maybe a business coach. They see that more often than you see a career coach. I mean, I don't see career coaches advertised on a daily basis somewhere. So I think that's the main thing. They don't know. They don't know what a career coach is, and why would I hire a career coach, So I think that's probably the main reason people may be leery when it comes to a career coach. Yeah.
So what do you do for clients then to help them address that question if they don't know what a career coach is? Tell us what it is that you do that can set the audience at ease when it comes to reaching out.
Yeah, sure. What I like to do and what I feel sets me apart or puts our clients at ease is relating to them in some way. I like to share my experience. I like to share, what I have been through when it comes to careers. I've worked in corporate America for almost 10 years. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I had to go a different path for whatever reason, and so I like to be able to relate to them so they can say or see that, I'm a normal person as well. And I understand, or I can understand what you're going through. I can empathize with you. I can sympathize with you, in your situation. And these are the skills that I have. And, this is purpose driven for me. This is something that I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not doing this, for money. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I try to make my clients feel at ease as it pertains to, me and my business.
Absolutely. And I do also value that as well, being able to relate to them, because relationships are very important.
Right.
Know, like, and trust them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
People don't buy what you sell. People buy you if we're really honest about, this entire situation. So what are some of the benefits here of having a career coach, particularly in planning out the career aspect?
The benefits of having a career coach is you have an accountability partner. You have someone who has, a similar experience with you. They provide structure. A lot of people who might come to a career coach, they don't really have the structure. They don't know how to whether set certain goals or do research or whatever. So we provide that structure for clients as well, and the motivation, the encouragement to get you through those tough times, those times when you want to give up. That's when we're like, you can't give up. You came to me, you paid, some money, for me. And so you better keep going, like keep at it, keep pushing. So those are some of the benefits of a career coach. And then, some career coaches offer resume writing, mock interviews, certain things like that to get you along your way and to help you in your career, help you get that job, help you move forward, get that promotion, go to the next level with that, maybe transition over to another career, and just giving you the tools and the tips to be able to do that.
So, quick question, what about the financial side? How do you help your clients prepare with the finances? I know that it can be tough when you're either transitioning, you're in between jobs,
right,
in different scenarios. So how do you help support your clients in that regard?
And once again, being honest with them when it comes to the financial side of it. Nothing comes for free. So, making sure they are staying on a budget, making sure, putting a budget together, going over that with them, and giving them, different ideas on, how to get some extra money if need be, whether that's from investors, family and friends, and, the likes of that. And just making sure they stay on track. Again, I think the budget is the main thing, speaking to them about living within your means, living below your means. And, doing the research on, a particular field or whatever that they're trying to get into and what they will need for that. So making sure they know this stuff up front, because it's easier said than done to get into, certain situations or go to the next level with certain positions or businesses or what have you. But you have to have some money and be prepared, for that.
Absolutely. It is easier said than done, guys, but that's why you're tuning in here to WYTV7
right.
Christian Broadcasters Network. Hopefully you have your pen and your paper and you're taking good notes because we're dropping some nuggets on you today to help you make your money, keep your money, and grow your money. Guys, we're building generational wealth, and so you can leave that inheritance for your children's children. We're continuing our interview here in just one moment. All right, guys. Yes, we're here at Financial Confidence with Miss Kirsten Carter. Kirsten, we're continuing with our interview. What are some aspects of a person's career path that they should use a career coach for?
Sure. For my business, figuring out what you want to do in a career or a business, I can help you with that. Especially finding your passion and purpose. That's the main thing with my business, figuring out your passion and purpose as it pertains to career or business. But if you're trying to just figure out what I want to do, because I do know a lot of people, they're grown adults and they don't know what they want to do in a career. And so helping you figure that out. And then number two is if you want to get that promotion, you don't know how to do it, you don't know what direction to go into, I can give you the tips and the tools on how to get there, because in the course or the span of my career in corporate America, I was promoted at least 4 times. My last position was as a manager supervisor. And so I know what to do. I know how to play the game, so to speak. But no, I know what to do. So I can help you with that. And then for those people who, again, want to transition to a totally different field than what they were originally in, we can help with that as well. And then, of course, if you need interview tips, resume help, business plan, for maybe more so the business coaches side. But, so those things are like the main things, especially as it pertains to my business.
Yes, y'all, you heard it. She said she knows how to play the game. So y'all Miss Kirsten Carter over here.
Okay.
Make your money, keep your money, and grow your money, guys.
Absolutely.
So what are some steps that our audience can take today in regards to career stability?
Sure. Well, I know a lot of people, and I was guilty of this at one point in my career, but a lot of people go to work, do their job, go home, and call it a day and, do that. But if you really want some sort of stability or feel like you have more stability at work, get involved. Get involved within your department, within the company, because employers like to see someone who shows that, shows that they value the company, that they are really a part of the company, that they love the company. And so if you get involved, so if they have different groups, different clubs within your company, within your department, join them, become some sort of trainer or mentor around your department, help other people around. Because again, your boss, employer, they like to see that you're engaged. Try to become a leader. Implement new ideas. If there's something that's lacking in your department, at your company, try to implement something. Do some research and see what you can do to uplift and build within, that company or in that, department. Again, stability for you, because if the employer sees, okay, he or she, they're actually doing something other than just doing their work, they'll say, okay, they really care about this company, so we're going to keep them along. So when that next layover comes, maybe you won't get chosen because they see you're doing more than just doing the bare minimum, because you need to do that. Because I remember at the job I was with the longest, they had a segment or whatever on their evaluations, performance evaluations for engagement. And so that is very important. So I would and that brings more fulfillment to you as well. If you are doing more at your job, you're there all day. So just make sure you are, doing the work, putting yourself out there, meeting new people, getting involved, and you'll definitely have more stability that way, and you'll be more fulfilled as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Those are great tips that actually span in various areas as well.
Yeah.
Get engaged in your life, folks.
Right.
Job, so that
yes.
you can do what you're called to do.
Right.
So one last question before we let you go, Ms. Kirsten. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it.
What criteria do you consider when deciding how to help a person?
If they align with my business's vision and mission, so I just have a conversation with them, and if I feel like they are someone that I can assist, then I'm all for it. So just having that conversation, asking them what they're looking for, asking them what they want, and if I feel like I can help them, then I will, and we can move forward as long as you're still interested in that. And my earphones. But as long as, but yeah, just making sure I can help you, because I don't just take money, I don't take anybody, because that's not what it's about for me and my business. So, just having a conversation, making sure we are a good fit for each other.
Absolutely. I love that. So where can the audience find you if they have follow-up questions or would like to continue the conversation with you?
Sure. You can email me. My email address is purposed with an ED. So purposed @gmail.com. My website, www.purposed2motivate.com. And my Instagram is _Kirsten Carter, KIRSTEN Carter. Facebook is Purposed to Motivate, my business page. So
awesome.
Social media, email, website.
Right, exactly. All the ways.
I got all of them.
Excuses, guys. We appreciate you, Kirsten, for stopping by.
Thank you. I have enjoyed it. Thank you again for having me. I've had a great time today.
Absolutely. Thank you as well. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in for this episode of Financial Confidence. We hope that this has been educational as well as entertaining for you. Don't forget to share it out, because sharing is caring. Also, if you value the information that's shared here, go over to wytv7.org and leave a donation so we can continue our work, as well as helping you to make your money, keep your money, and grow your money so you can do what you're called to do. That's to build generational wealth and leave an inheritance for your children's children. I'm Lynn Demmons, America's #1 financial rebound coach. I thank you so much for tuning in for this episode. See you next week. All right.
Finances in a rut? Need a way out? Lynn Demmons is here to help. She's your personal financial rebound coach. Being a wife, mother, and educator, she understands the importance of controlling your finances and building generational wealth. She is here to help you find money you didn't know you had and live life on your terms. Sounds too good to be true? Well, it is true, and it's definitely a good thing. Lynn Demmons of Demmons Enterprise offers one-on-one coaching